What is up, guys? It's me, Hershey's with a Z. Do you want to know how to get better at Minecraft Survival Beta? Have you lost a couple battles? Maybe raged a few times? Well, you come to the right place. Today I'll be showing you everything you need to know on how to improve your gameplay and how to secure yourself a win. I'll be including all the tips and all the tricks and everything you need to know. I hope you learn a thing or two, and enjoy. Starting off with tip number 1. This was one of my favorite features that was added to this game mode, and it's these sparkly cows. So what's cool about these guys is that if you hit them once, they will drop a ton of items, especially diamond armor and diamond weapons. But the only problem about these cute guys is that they're very rare. So you'll only come across them a few times, but if you do, make sure that you quickly get it before anybody else does, because it gives the player who gets it a huge advantage over everybody else. And this will help especially in deathmatch, because when you get a deathmatch, you're going to need to be the most protected and have the most attack on your opponents. So make sure that when you come across these guys, don't waste the opportunity. Quickly get it and use all the items and equip them all, because this will help you so much. It's helped me so far, and that's how I got in all my victories, but I hope it helps you too. Moving on to tip number 2. Whenever you're looting chests or just trying to find other chests to get items and armor that you need, make sure that before you start looking at all the items and grabbing all that sweet loot, make sure to check your surroundings, because there are so many players who will just come up behind you and start attacking you out of nowhere, and you're not going to know what happened. So one simple thing is just check for name tags, and always check for sound as well, because if you don't, they're gonna see that as an opportunity to kill you. And so while you're bent over and looking the opposite direction, they're gonna come up right behind you and quickly kill you, get those hits, and boom, you're dead. So make sure that you just check your surroundings before you go to any chest, and make sure you're safe. For tip number 3, don't always go for ordinary chests. Always keep an eye out for iron chests. These chests have a very high chance of having better items, such as iron swords and diamond swords, or diamond anything, in fact, like armor. So if you come across them, make sure to quickly get it and before anybody else does, because they have cool stuff and it'll help you a lot. There's only a few around the map, but if you're lucky to find one, or a couple in fact, make sure you loot it before anybody else does. That'll give you a huge advantage in the end. Proceeding to tip number 4. So you're just loading into your match. You're all hyped up, you're ready to win, and you immediately start running towards the closest chest. You find some good items, and then you directly start putting it into your inventory. Well, the most important thing you need to do after doing this is just run. Run as far away as you can from spawn, and more importantly from other enemies. And you might be asking, yeah, why would you do this? What's so important about running away? Well, it's actually very crucial and important for your survival, because not only are you distancing yourself from other people, but you're giving yourself the time you need and the safety you need to get other items and good items from the outskirts of the map without having to constantly look behind you for other enemies who could potentially be a danger. Tip number 5. When you get a deathmatch, if you have a bow and a couple of arrows, make sure to incorporate the usage of it during the battle. Most of your enemies are going to be ranged. They're going to be far away from you, trying to kill each other through melee attacks. So if you simply just stand back and shoot them with an arrow, just by shooting a couple of shots, you don't have to be a master or anything, but if you just hit them a few times, they're going to get super low, because bows do a quite amount of damage, and they're already going to be battling with somebody else, so they're definitely going to die. That makes your job much easier in the end, because there's going to be one person or two, and just by hitting them while they're running, they're going to be super low, and that makes your job much easier, and your chances of winning much higher. Moving on to tip number 6. When you start out a match, you're going to be wanting to get to that chest before everybody else does, because when you get to a chest, that gives you a lot more time to get the items you need and the stuff you need to survive. So, if you start out with a good lead and get a little edge on your opponents, try to aim for the middle, because the chests in the middle have a relatively higher chance of containing diamond armor and diamond weapons than the ones that are on the outside. So, if you successfully go to those chests and get all the items, that'll give you a much better chance of winning in the end in your deathmatch. For tip number 7, I don't know how many times I have to say this, but always organize your inventory. This might seem like the most insignificant thing you've heard so far in this video, but it's the most important of all. A sword or bow away can cost you in the end, and I have a way of organizing it. First put swords, then put bows, then put golden apples if you have any, then food, and then so on. By doing this, you're going to have your weapons on hand because you're going to need to be fast. When you're in combat, you need to hit them faster than they do. You need to get every single hit on. So if you're just scrolling through your inventory randomly trying to look for a weapon, they're already going to kill you. So by doing this, you're giving yourself an advantage on the enemy. So always keep your weapons on the first 2 slots. This will help you so much. You're going to be that much quicker than your opponent at killing them. Tip number 8. After wandering on the map for a long time and getting 8 to 10 minutes into a match, you're definitely going to accumulate a lot of items that you don't actually need. By this point, you're already going to have iron and chainmail armor, and you're not going to have any need for leather armor, wooden swords, or stone swords. So, first, check your surroundings. Look for a cliff or overhang, and if you do, dump all of the excess stuff you don't need off the cliff. So what this is doing, it's actually making it so no other player and nobody else can find the items you just threw out, because those items might actually be helpful to them. Proceeding to tip number 9. These are one of the things I always talk about, and that is to never underestimate the power of a stone sword. It doesn't matter if you're on defense or you're on attack, but if you get more hits than your opponent, you're going to win. There's a slight possibility that you're going to win, and it's not because it does less damage or more damage, but it's more about how many hits you get on your opponent that really matters. So it's how quick you are and how fast you are at hitting them. So if you talk about damage, iron swords do 3 hearts of damage, whereas stone swords do 2.5 hearts of damage. That's only a half a heart damage difference. That means that if you get like 3 or 4 hits more than they do, there's a big possibility that you're going to win. And even better, if you have a little bit more protection than they do and have a little bit more armor, that makes your chances of winning even higher. So whenever you have a stone sword, don't freak out or anything, because it's about how quick you are, how fast you are at defending, at attacking, and that's what really matters. Moving on to tip number 10. If you're lucky enough to come across any type of diamond armor or diamond sword in a chest, make sure you don't equip it and instead keep it in your inventory until you get a sufficient amount of armor to protect yourself. And you might be asking, why would you do this? Well, any type of diamond armor or diamond anything is going to attract players without a doubt. And especially in the beginning of a match, if they see you with any type of diamond armor or sword, they're definitely going to target you. Most players will, because they know that you probably don't have any other armor or any other weapon, and that they can easily kill you and take your stuff. So make sure you don't attract attention and keep it in your inventory until you get enough armor and enough weapons to protect yourself. So when the time comes and somebody attacks you for it, you can easily fend them off and protect yourself. Tip number 11. If you've been getting chased by somebody and you've been running long distances or just running and sprinting by yourself or just looking for chests, always keep an eye on your food bar. Make sure it's either full or one less, because if it's not full, you're not going to regain health as fast, and people will always surprise attack you. They will come up from behind and they will start attacking you, and you're not going to be able to regain health as fast, and they're going to easily kill you. So take just 1 minute, 10 seconds just to stop and just to eat something. It could be anything. It could be a cookie, it could be an apple or a pie. It doesn't matter. Just always keep an eye on it, because you don't know. You could be sprinting and not even care about it, and then somebody just comes up, attacks you, and you're just dead. So just make sure, keep an eye on it. Eat every once in a while, because you never know. Someone could attack you. So be prepared. Well, this is the end of the video. Hope you liked it. Please like and subscribe. Just remember, the more likes and subs, the more videos I'll post. Thank you for watching.